Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am having my very last day here in Lander, Wyoming. I am going to wake up in the morning and then head out to somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure where yet, but today I wanted to soak it all in and just appreciate the community of Lander for what it is. So I think that today we're gonna go and stop off at a place that I want to revisit so badly. There's an ice cream shop here in town, and then we're going to just kind of see what else is around. There's some cute shops, some other things, so let's see what we can find. I'm in downtown Lander, and I'm here on a weekend, so not everything is going to be open, but I do want to show you some of the cool things that are here, and we'll see what we can get into. Now, I was thinking this was considered an ice cream shop because we had a baked good with ice cream, but this is actually considered to be a bake shop, and this is a Lander bake shop. I came here last time, it was fabulous, and I can't wait to share it with you guys now. Now I just picked up a lemon bar, which is delightful, and a bagel, and I am so excited. But while I was in there, I also found this. This is a series of driving tours that you can take from the Lander area. Now, I love myself a good driving tour, but inside here I actually found something else. There's an app that you can download that shares different stories of different locations. And you can download the areas that you're in. For example, I'm here in Lander. And so they have a Lander walking tour of all the historic structures. So I figured this is a good accompaniment to what we were already doing. Now, again, a lot of things are closed today because it's a weekend, it's Sunday, but that doesn't mean we can't have a little bit of fun. So let's go explore Lander and learn a little bit more. Now, the way that this works is pretty simple. You can see here there's a screen grab from the actual app. Each of these green dots is a clickable place that you can go, and whenever you get there, you click on it and you can listen to an audio tour of what that building was. And so this is a good way to sightsee in this area. So I thought, let's go explore a little bit, why not? And along the way, if I see something cool, I'll show you that too. I just found like this mural, what? So on foot we go. I have 2-hour parking currently, shouldn't take that long. Stop, for example, we learned that this park wasn't always here. This used to actually be a whole block of buildings, but they were wooden, and in the 1800s they used wood, and many of those structures burned down. So at one point they just turned this into a park. But it has another cool story behind it also. Like right here, this entire paragraph section, this tells about this singular site that is now used for a Christmas tree that's larger than life, a wonderful statue, and a nice place to recreate during the summer months to have some events and things like that. So it is really, really cool to be able to come out and see not only what we see today as Lander, but also what might have been here in the past. Additionally, there are some historic signs like these in this area that tell you a little bit more about the history as well. And J.K. Moore was a post trader that actually built a large store that is shown in this photo right here. And there were a few other interesting things here. The store went on to be the most elaborate saloon in the entire West, and it was outfitted with glassware and furniture that was cut into the shape of diamonds. So that's pretty neat, and that was all right here. Walked past this building, the audio tour just immediately started playing, but I noticed that this has a version of the audio tour again on here, and if you click on the QR, it takes you to some brief history with some photos. So they've marked all of the historic downtown very well here in Lander, and so even if you go to a building that's not open for the day, you can still know all that you need to know about it, which is really neat. This has got to be one of the best ways to spend just a casual walk, stretch your legs, because every time you pass one of these little green spots on this map, it just immediately starts talking to you. You can pause, you can listen, and then you can move on with a little better knowledge. Like this next one, which is now Country Charm, but it wasn't always that. At one point, it was the 1891 Buckley's Saddle Shop. I will say the store that it has become also looks really cool though. So again, if you come here on a day that they're closed up, that doesn't mean you can't have an experience. You definitely can. You just have to walk, listen, and enjoy. And pick up a cold chai or something like that. I'm enjoying this so much. Now the app is called Travel Stories, and it's not just for the Lander area. They have other stories in other places. So I'm looking forward to sharing other stories as we kind of go throughout. But as I show you some of the buildings, I want you to hear some of the narration from this app so that you can better understand what it sounds like, how clear, how crisp it is. And we're just gonna take a scenic look at downtown Lander for a few minutes. This is so fun.
Travel Stories.
Welcome to this tour of downtown Lander, created by the Lander Pioneer Museum. I'm Randy Wise, director of the museum. I often lead in-person walking tours here in Lander. I'll be your guide today on this self-guided walking tour. On the tour, you will learn about the Native American people of the valley, the colorful history of Lander and how the town began, and some of the interesting folks who lived here. The tour goes from the river, up Main Street to 4th Street, then back to the river. A nice way to take the tour is to start at 100 North 1st Street.
Wow, I'm just taking a foot tour and listening to all of these amazing facts. And kind of as I'm doing it, I've been collecting thoughts of the art also. There is an entire art district here, which is no surprise because I went to Summerfest and they were talking about all of the local artists that live here. And you can see it through many of the buildings and the beautiful pieces. They have so many cool murals. And despite this being an older town, it's also set up with a lot of modern amenities, which is really nice because you can have a building like this, which is like a frame shop, and a nice new lumber place, a nice city hall, but then you have the historic buildings downtown that are being repurposed for modern businesses. There's several great restaurants here also, so great place to come and visit, great place to come take a walk. But I'm not finished yet. I got a lot more walking to do, so let's go. You know that Lander is the National Outdoor Leadership School World Headquarters. I think that's pretty neat also. Might be thinking, well, what is that? What they do here is actually provide training for people who are out in the wilderness and who are experts in their field of medical assistance and things like that. In other words, a lot of people who do search and rescue probably come through this building. A lot of people who do national park like programs for making sure people are safe and secure probably come through this building right here. And they have a course that is not a super extended long course, but a course that's long enough to certify people and make sure that they have the proper training to provide the adequate care. All that here in Lander. Go figure. Now, whenever I went on the walking tour, I opted to also go to some of the alleys because there's some cool murals back here. Okay guys, and just like that, I'm back to the van. I think you can see that this town is very charming and has a lot of interesting things. And one tip for you guys, if you are wanting to do stuff in Lander, don't do it on Sunday. Sundays are a day of rest here in Lander. So very few businesses are actually open, but you can kind of see from the video, there are lots of businesses here. There's tons of boutiques, there's tons of little cafes. There's a couple of really great bakeries. One that I went into this morning, and then one kind of over by City Hall. Check that one out too. I hopped in there and it smelled so good. Everything about this little place just brings me a lot of joy. And in addition to all of the outdoor spaces that they have, it's a really fun, neat place to just kind of sit back and explore. Now, if you're in a van, come here, stay at the city park for 3 days. Absolutely free. Just make sure that you're coming into town and spending some money. Like, that's realistically why they offered that for us. So make sure that you're coming to the community and supporting the community. There's tons of ways to do that, from simple souvenirs to more complex things, to ice cream, to food. They even have a place that you can go and grab like a shower. So all of those things are available. Check out iOverlander. It is super helpful here for knowing where your services are. I do recommend Safeway for cheaper gas, and if you have a Safeway card, you get a little bit of a discount. But overall, Lander is a place that definitely needs to be on your bucket list for Wyoming. It's a really nice place to come, with access to the state park, a museum, and all sorts of stuff around, which I'm going to be showing you as I continue to travel forward, because we've got some cool things coming here. But for today, thank you guys for coming along with me to Lander. Remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I hope this was helpful in planning your next trip. Until next time, guys. Bye.